Hey. Good evening, beautiful hearts. We have absolutely no idea what time it is, so this recording will be timeless. But we hope that you are having a beautiful day, no matter where you are and what time it is in this moment. So, we've been meaning to make this recording for a little while and inform you all of the transpiring events here at our channel. And the throat has been a little bit active, and so we know there is an importance energy, the imported energy through the transmission of this quantum engagement between you and me, between we, is highly potent, exciting, and very fresh and new. And so the words, the expressions are unknown, and yet weaving a creation through the quantum field as we connect in this moment. We have decided to call, no, scrap that. Scrap that, okay? Rewind, as we always do here at this channel. Welcome to the Quantum Oracles, QTeK, Truth and Tarot. The name says a lot, doesn't it? Does it make you curious? Tell us more, Ashi. Tell us more about the Quantum Oracles. Okay, fine, we will. So the Quantum Oracles is going to be a series of expressions yes, a series of expressions of quantum consciousness, organic intelligence, exploring the advanced technology that is able to be accessed and utilized through quantum consciousness, through infinite intelligence that you are and that you are connected to. And we're going to be sharing a lot about that. That's our speciality field. We're going to be exploring the QTeK, the quantum technology, the mechanics of life, psychology, relation, deeply human, raw, real, honest, transparent. Before we began recording, our eyes were being drawn across the table, and we have this special little stone being that came to me. And if you look closely, it looks like a book or a tablet. And we just noticed when we were sitting tuning in with it that it actually has writing on it. Like it has a codex inside of it. And we could see numbers and letters. And we feel like there is this transference of data, of akashic memory, of the files of life that are being transferred and returned to your consciousness, because it is in the the rights of agreement of the organic timeline, that you are in remembrance of the entirety that you are, so that you can utilize your potential. It's important that we remember who we are. This is why many souls on this planet have awakened, because it is their purpose to awaken and to remember and to reclaim the powerful DNA and memory imprints that have been kind of put in the back burner, you could say, like put in a closet and kept hidden, almost like a spell of like the spell of amnesia here on earth. And yes, it's like makes everything kind of seem like a mirage and hazy and unclear. And Spirit is removing that layer for many beings simultaneously right now. And you're being handed your contract, your agreement with Earth, your blueprints. And you are being given this because there is a welcoming of creativity and creation itself's pull to expansion, for expansion, within expansion, through you. And this also feels like a new book that is being gifted for you to write your new story, your new script. Reclaiming the ancient knowledge, because it is still within you. So as we say reclaim, it is not so much reclaiming something, but bringing it to life within yourself once again. The moment you become aware of it opens that opportunity for it to be so. Also, the energies have been like increasingly getting very intense, and this is going to continue. Like we're kind of being blasted non-stop by solar frequencies, by cosmic rays and plasma light, but ultimately all of this is to benefit us and to assist us and to upgrade our physicality in a really quick way. But what we were getting within this is it can kind of feel very unsteady, because what is happening is the frequencies that are coming in are all different variations of like plasma. Like there's different levels to the impact that they hold, which means they all have different frequency bandwidths. So it can kind of feel like a wave. Being in the ocean and feeling this buoyancy, this underwater feeling as the energies are swaying backward and forward, like intense and then easing, intense, easing. And what's been happening that we've been shown is that there's this advanced quantum technology that is being operated by Source for us at this time. And it's kind of like a holding space, but it's portable. And we were shown it like a plasma pod. And this felt like almost like a womb-like bubble of thick plasma that was all around us and being encoded into our vehicles of light, into our light body sequence. And this had like a geometric crystalline chamber, like formless form, like more like a holographic imprint within our energy field that was basically assisting us a stabilization of frequency. So harmonizing at a set tone and frequency. So when the energies are coming in, you're able to kind of stand your own, to assimilate and move through without getting imbalanced by either the collective kind of chitter chatter or the collective pools of energy or the cosmic energy, whatever it is that is external, can kind of sway us a little bit. But what this plasma does is it allows us to be in a space where we can deeply reconnect with our human essence, because we're not having to do so much energetic work. It's being provided for us. So we're being really energetically supported at this time so that we can focus on what we need to focus on and focus on matters of importance, rather than working on, constantly clearing energy and, keeping ourselves grounded, keeping ourselves balanced, and all of these things are kind of a big exertion of energy. And what we're being kind of guided into doing is we really need to kind of as we say on ground team level, hold the line. But this is kind of holding the frequency. And that frequency can fluctuate depending on where you want to kind of sit dimension wise. But if you're spinning up and down with these fluctuations coming in, you can feel very disorientated very quickly. And I mean, reality is going to start switching as well. It's kind of like lenses, dimensional lenses. So as you have unlocked, majority of consciousness is now moving from integrating into 5D consciousness into the 5D and up plus. But this is spiralation. So depending on how you are presenting in the physical reality, depending on your values, the choices, what you are aligning to, what you are resonating with that day, what you are feeling, if you are moving through healing, you're going to oscillate between these dimensions, up and down, up and down. And if you're doing that, it's kind of, as we're saying, it's kind of like being on a boat in the ocean or in the ocean itself. And you can get it kind of a little seasick, because it's not just your awareness that is shifting anymore. Your physical reality is going to match it. So the way you look around the room, for example, if we are stabilized in a higher dimensional frequency, probably going up from about seventh dimension and higher, you're going to notice that you're seeing light beings, you're seeing portals, you're seeing energy, you can see the codes of light, you can see the light matter, your ability to see more of the visible light spectrum will operate. You will not see things in the same way. You will see the movement of energy within solid structure, and you will feel it within yourself. Now, if you're experiencing that and then you're rapid dropping back out of that and then jumping back in, you see how imbalanced that can get. And that's very easy to do, because ultimately we are living in a third dimensional realm that is upgrading at this current moment. But when you're stabilized in a higher frequency, whether you are in a third dimensional realm or not, the reality will warp and quantumly adjust to what you are capable of seeing and receiving. So if you go too high and your nervous system, your emotional intelligence is not matched to that frequency, and there is an imbalance, you will come back down and oscillate until you find a place of balance. And that's all good and well when we're kind of just feeling things out and seeing how far we want to go with our own expansion, right? Where's your level of comfort versus your drive for evolution or experience, and not pushing it too far either. That was very interesting. Went on a little tangent there, but it obviously needed to be spoken. Just transmitting frequency right now between heart to heart. Yeah, so as we're saying, you can live third dimensional physical reality. But if you stabilize into a frequency, your physical reality will also flip because of your internal lens projector. Once your third eye is open and clear, and so is your heart, it becomes like the mirror in itself between your higher consciousness flipping and projecting almost like the hologram into reality itself. And that can be very strange experience because this is the organic timeline, okay? I'm not talking about, like, this is not psychedelic induced. This is literally ascending into higher dimensions and experiencing reality in a very different space, in a very interdimensional way. Now, people can get very unsettled by that because it's a very supernatural world. And it reminds me of meditation, and that's why we had to rewind to come back in here. Because when you begin to meditate and you start opening your third eye, you will start to begin to see colors, portals, visions will open up in your mind. You may even meet with star beings and interdimensional creatures that want to connect to you. You may see angels, you may see, religious figures, depending on what is within your own oversoul and your blueprint and what energies and codes that you carry within yourself. Interesting. We just got a very strong energy just came in there. And this is kind of what we're talking about. So as that energy comes in, depending on your response, it can only give a personal experience. So when we first started seeing beings through meditation, they would appear to me and kind of pop up in our vision. Now, if we didn't react or even respond and just kind of observed and listened and felt in that moment, the energy would stay there. But if we kind of disconnected in the sense of the mind jumping in and trying to decipher what is happening, what is happening, and saying, oh, I think it's this, I think it's that, and tries to put this structure onto this non-structural expression of your soul, then you're going to disconnect that and they will like pull away from your energy. Now it works the same when you're oscillating between the higher dimensions. If you go into a higher dimension, oh, our third eye is popping right now. You go into the higher dimension and you freak out and you're like, this is too intense. I need to tone this way down. I'm not ready to see all of this. I'm not ready to experience this depth of feeling yet. Then your soul intuitively knows what is okay for you. And it will bring you to that and stabilize you within that frequency. And then bring you experiences that kind of test the water to see how far you are willing to go. And this is kind of why we are all equally powerful, but everyone's at different stages and levels, because it truly just depends on what your soul wants to experience here and how open and willing you are to stand within that, how much love is within you versus fear, how much healing you've done, how much you've explored yourself and understood reality. It's going to be different for every person. So we're kind of being encoded, as we're saying, in this plasma pod energy that is working all around us, and it's kind of like a nest that's just kind of shielding us, that's keeping us into a really pure place so that we can't be externally influenced by other energies. They will happen around us, things be happening, but we are not going to be swayed like a big wave smacking our boat. No, we're kind of riding and remembering ourselves as a wave. And as we do that, we kind of merge with the energy that's moving through. Now, once this energy has its core stabilizers in terms of its new blueprint, this new vehicle of light, keep seeing a being in the window. It's kind of going to kind of act like a double generator. And what we mean by that is the amplification on the energy is going to get even more heightened, because you as a divine being with your heart beating, as you know, you have a heart, you have an energy field, you have an electromagnetic field that emanates from your energy all of the time. You are a beating vehicle of light, of energy, of vibration. And so is the sun, so is these cosmic energies. They are of the same living, pulsating, moving energy form. So once you have stabilized to these higher frequencies, what is going to happen is you are emitting this plasma. You have this plasma pod energy that you carry within your vehicle of light. And this kind of penetrates the environment. It penetrates who you're exchanging with. And this plasma also carries information. It carries upgrades, it carries activations, it carries love, it carries healing. And that's when you interface with other beings, or you're just traveling about doing your own thing. You are affecting the vibration of the environment around you and uplifting the density, but you're not going to be drained, because it's not an exertion, it's just your presence. It's just your light. It is just the plasma that is oozing out of your living light and presence, your heart. So that's very powerful to know that you are also having an influence, as well as it's not just that we're being blasted with these energies, it's that you are blasting simultaneously. It is a complete mergence and a mirror between what is happening within, is happening without, is happening without, is happening within. Most of us know that. If you don't know that, that is kind of how this reality operates in a reflective, I'm going to say simulative, it is mergence, it is wholeness, because you are wholeness, and so is everything else. And it is all connecting to each other all the time. So the acceleration of awakening on this planet is about to speed up real quick, because as we stabilize into the emitting frequency, it is sending out signals non-stop without us even trying. We've been like, okay, I'm going to send energy out to the planet. No, like it's literally, you are already sending the energy out just by breathing, just by being who you are, just by getting up and moving around, just by being, literally just by being. And this energy that is blasting in through the planet is having the same effect. It is touching everything. It is penetrating every field of consciousness, every living being of creation. It is seeping, it is seeding, it moves through, like you could say, oh, but like if you're thinking, oh, it can't move inside, that energy is fluid. It can move through walls. Okay, the codex, I could be sitting here, I can see the plasma with my eyes. I can see the codex of light as I'm looking at the wall. I can see the movement of energy. I can see the projection of this screen projected onto the wall and see myself in the wall simultaneously as talking to this, because everything begins projecting very quickly from the higher dimensions. Everything has this holographic tracing energy to it, just like if you were to heighten your consciousness, if you were to broaden and open your mind. It is very powerful. Yeah. You're such a priesty energy today as well, fam. Really is. And I had some updates for the feminine. Should we go through those? So the feminine collective, it doesn't really matter if you're masculine or feminine, but this is like the feminine codes that are coming in right now, are kind of upgrading and updating our level of self-love, our sensuality, releasing sexual shame, encoding us with more confidence so that we can stand in the wholeness of ourselves, so we can stand fully in our power and express that which we feel inside effortlessly, and moving with a strong, fiercely graceful, confident presence. It's a divine royalty kind of codex. It's very sacred feminine energy that is being operated on, or being like system upgrades, basically. So even if you're doing your own self-love and you're working on your confidence and you're nurturing yourself and you're surrendering and welcoming in your creative energy, your feminine energy, working with your womb, your sensuality, all of that thing, you're going to be kind of supported energetically through the codexes coming in and that is being created and shared. That's going to give you a little bit of a booster to feel extra good about yourself, to feel, just to feel in love with the beauty of all that you are and the beautiful radiance of your light. You're going to begin to feel it and see it and welcome it in, and not try to shove it down, but bring it up and welcomingly share that and encourage that essence within others. Because a lot of you divine feminines actually have a lot of connection with a lot of women who are very different, and even maybe have a lot of connection with people that aren't on this path or don't have the same level of awareness as you, and you're kind of leading by example through your presence and your expression in life. And there's a lot of this wisdom that comes from your divine feminine essence, from your confidence, from your encouragement, from loving yourself, that ripples throughout all of your lineages, through your bloodline. And not only through that, but it also, we mirror each other and we reflect off each other. So welcoming that in, and I feel like it's going to be this really lovely, beautiful energy of where that is welcomed within the feminine energy, it's also going to be reflected in sisterhood as well. So with this confidence in self and this radiating of beauty and kindness and compassion, and also I feel a deepening of empathy and a really nurturing motherly presence energy, is going to be shared and received from sisters between each other. And what we mean by that is there's not going to be, like in the organic template, there's not this competition of feminine energy, of standards of beauty, of jealousy and envy, things like that. Like, it's just not going to be operating like that from like divine feminine, because divine feminine doesn't operate like that. Divine feminine is the beauty, is the essence, and she also, or he, however you want to look at it, they share and radiate and see that within all living life. Which means when you see a sister feeling confident, you're not going to feel knocked by that of like, I can't do that. It's going to be more of a celebration of absolute purity and innocence, of awe-inspiring inspiration, motivation, joy, excitement, being really happy for your divine reflections of feminine energy for their success, for their love, for their expansion, and knowing that if you surely support that, then you will receive that too, because you are not separate from what you are seeing, from what you are expressing, and from what you are receiving. So I feel there's going to be a big balance of like full cycle coming in with feminine energy, and how just how we, like, the majority kind of look to each other, because those old templates of comparing and judging and shaming, like, they're just not coming with us anymore. Like, they're done. Like, that program, it's quite disgusting, and yet there is no shame within it, because it was unconscious, it was unknowingly, and it also propelled us to be able to see things with a deeper sense of clarity, even if it was something that wasn't necessarily understood or didn't really make sense in this reality, why people do that. But it's one of those things that allow us to have a deeper reflection, so that we can welcome in and bloom and grow which we want to see, by which makes us feel seen and welcomed. What energies do we want to receive? What energies do we want to share? What are we transmitting out? I think we'll just leave it there for this one. Have a beautiful day. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we will be back soon. Love you, beautiful brothers and sisters.